For the Western Division. Remember, yesterday we had Corporal WPC Corporal Grant. She was here yesterday morning, and this morning we have Corporal. I just forgot to ask the gentleman. What was the Corporal? What again?
Corporal 375 Victor, presently attached to the Union Police Station.
Right. So Corporal Victor is with us this morning, and we will be looking at for the next, I would say 50 minutes or so, 50, we will be looking at the whole aspect of pre-deal larceny. And this is interesting because we just had an agricultural program and we're slipping right into pre-deal larceny. And remember, I was saying this morning that there are certain things that we need to do in relation to pre-deal larceny. One of the first things I said, change the name. And don't get that nice, pretty larceny. Call it thief. A thief is a thief is a thief. Morning again, Corporal. How you doing?
Morning.
Everything good?
Everything quiet for the time, everything.
How's the family? Good?
Family's all right.
Nice to hear that, sir. Well, let's start off here and look at pre-deal larceny. And give us what is considered to be a definition of pre-deal larceny.
Well, pre-deal larceny simply is defined as the theft of agricultural produce, basically.
The theft of
Agricultural produce.
Okay. So all agricultural produce is lumber considered agricultural produce?
No.
So what happens if I steal wood from a person's property? What would that fall under?
It will fall under stealing.
It'll fall under stealing.
Stealing, yes.
But not necessarily considered as pre-deal larceny.
Pre-deal larceny.
Okay. Fine.
If you want me to give the definition,
would love for you to do it. It'd be better for us to make us better understand it.
Yes. So just give me 1 second.
No problem, sir. It's Realist 91.9, 91.5, www.drealfmgrenada.com. Stay with us. We are here.
Ready.
He's ready. He's ready for us. Yes? So
Okay.
Go ahead.
So we will say, as in short, I say pre-deal larceny was the theft of agricultural produce, but legally, under the Act, pre-deal larceny is whoever steals or destroy or damage with intent to steal any plant, root, fruit, or vegetable produce growing in any garden, orchard, pleasure ground, nursery ground, hothouse, greenhouse, shall on summary conviction be imprisoned for a term not exceeding 3 years, or a fine not exceeding $10,000.
Okay, so it's like I was saying this morning, we need to get rid of the not exceeding and put it between 9,999 and 10,000.
Yes.
Because pre-deal larceny really destroys a lot of farmers. So you plant your first crop ever and you lose it and you're never able to rise again.
Yes, but presently there was a request from the Senate, Mr. Frederick, the senator who is responsible for agriculture, and they have
Frederick?
said,
Or Sincere? I think it's Sincere or Sinclair. Sinclair. Is that the senator responsible for agriculture? Isn't he from St. Andrews, I think?
From St. Andrews.
Yeah, Sinclair.
Senator Roderick Sinclair.
Yeah, Roderick Sinclair.
Yeah, he requested an amount of $100,000, which was approved by the Senate. To assist farmers who have suffered from pre-deal larceny acts.
And how did you understand that money was going to be used? How are they going to use that money?
Well, it have just been approved, and the details have not been worked out clearly yet. But farmers will be able to claim for whatsoever they will have lost because of the result of pre-deal larceny.
Okay, well that sounds good, but whether or not it is enough would be another issue here.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
whether or
yes.
not it-
Because 100,000 seems to be very small, but
Yeah.
but it's a good start.
But I would like to see, I mean, although you can't do it, but I would like to, this is what I would like to see as an individual. Whereas, yes, farmers deserve to get as much help as possible,
Yeah.
I would like to see a situation where pre-larceny is dealt with from the buyer. In your case, you will call it the receiver.
The receiver, yes.
Explain to us who is considered to be a receiver.
All right. So a receiver basically is anybody who accept any goods. Whoever dishonestly receive or unlawfully obtain any tree, plant, root, or fruit, vegetable, or other produce which is used or capable of being used, whether after treatment or otherwise, as food or as an ingredient in food for man or beast. So anybody who receive any one of these products, they could be dishonestly receive any one of these products, could be charged for receiving. And the receiving has a fine of, the act say that on summary conviction be liable to a fine not exceeding $10,000 or a term of imprisonment not exceeding 5 years. So that particular law was amended. It was not so severe before, but it was amended in the 2020 amended act.
Well, you said that it was amended and it wasn't so severe before. As I look at it now, Corporal, I'll be honest with you, that I don't think it's severe at all. In its present construct, and I know you, based on your position, you're not able to comment on that, but
Yeah.
in its present construct, 5 years, $10,000, they pay that $10,000 because they make it in a flash, going back and do the same thing when they come out. It has to hurt. It really and truly has to hurt the person, hurt their pocket, hurt their being, their own being. Going to jail in a situation like that, they should be having to go to jail for a 10-year period. Yes, let's feed them for 10 years, or let them feed themselves by planting fruits and vegetables in properties that the prison control. But I just believe that we have to deal a lot harsher with pre-larceny convicts than we are doing now, if we expect to
deter.
to deter that, because
Yeah.
at present it doesn't deter.
Well, I guess they will have upped the fine and the jail sentence to that, to see how things go along. Perhaps yes, there are farmers and there are people who think perhaps it should be more severe. It was less severe, and they realized it was not working, so they had upped the fine and the prison. So we will see what's going on. You know, in some way, it acts as a greater deterrent than what we was dealing with before. So we will see how that go along. Perhaps sometime in the future, they may be able to up the fine and up the jail sentence if that particular law is not proved to be working.
They could ask me, I can tell them it won't work. They need to up it.
Yes.
It just wouldn't work. But let's go to, can farmers themselves help to prevent pre-larceny, not just on their farms, but on other farms?
Yes, they can, because and that is one of the way that the police would like to see pre-larceny, the deterrent to pre-larceny go by having those farm watch programs, you know, where farmers can watch one another farms. The force have a pre-larceny task force, which is generally a unit within the Royal Grenada Police Force that has the mandate to effectively deal with reports and investigating and minimizing the occurrence of pre-larceny. But that pre-larceny task force also has different farm watch in the different stations, especially for example, in the Western Division, there is a task force at Guave, there is one at Victoria, there is one at Sotels. And that task force and the idea of the task force is generally to remind farmers that your safety begins with you. So they would have include farmers in a group where they can look after one another farm. They can show eyes. Most times the police does not always be out there and does not see everything. So in order to effectively curb the act of pretty larceny, we need eyes outside the house, we might say. And that is the reason why those groups, as farmers watch groups, are being formed.
So you said you have in St. Patrick's, you have in St. Mark's, and you have
in Guave. That is on the western,
that's on the
western side.
And you're not aware as to what they have in other.
Yeah, they have the task force in other divisions. They have in the Eastern Division. They have in the Central Division.
How long does it take? Because this is a deterrent for farmers. How long does it take for a case like that to be heard?
Well, you see, the police don't really have the control of the court. But I was in my research in the Pretty Larceny area as I was preparing myself to come on the radio. I was speaking to one farmer, and that have been a problem over the time. But he understands that the police don't really have control over that, because sometimes when you go to court, sometimes the accused not there, sometimes there is no court sitting, sometimes the person has a lawyer and the lawyer asks for adjournment. So, and to be honest, I was thinking that perhaps just as how we have family court, we have a day for traffic, perhaps they should organize a day for pretty larceny offense, so the court can accommodate a lot of matters, total matters on pretty larceny on that day. That might perhaps solve some of the backlogs that we have in the system. But it is not within the police control, so we're there every time the police is called upon. We are there.
I love the fact that you're saying this, because it is indeed a concern, and I'm happy that a farmer did approach you and say, look, this is part of our concern, because a farmer come in once, twice, and the third time he's like, me, I ain't even bothering with that again, nah?
But I'm a farmer myself, and I know how it feels.
Okay,
I know how it feels when you plant your crop and you go for it and you didn't get it. I know how it feels.
Yeah.
And that is the reason why there is a lot of emphasis that is being placed. Because to be honest, it is widely acknowledged in Grenada and the region as pretty larceny is a practice that negatively impacts the development and the sustainability of agriculture sector. Because remember, farming is of a lot of people's livelihood, and they depend on farming to take care of their family. So it is very important that when farmers plant their crops, they can get their crops to sell, because that is the means of income. Just like how somebody might get up in the morning, go to the bank. There are some farmers get up every morning and go to the land. That is their way of life. So the police and the government have been doing a lot in the area of deterring that kind of action.
It's real. It's 91.9, 91.5, www.therealfmgrenada.com. Speaking here, Pretty Larceny. And here's a big question for you, Corporal. And it relates to the farmers again. And because the farmers would believe that, hey, I am not getting justice. This person came onto my farm, they are charged $300. I probably don't even get $1 out of that or whatever. It happened once. Next person come to my farm again, and the same thing. The third time, that farmer might decide, you see me, he ain't coming back and hurt me again. I gonna deal with the situation. How does the police respond to that?
Well, I know some farmer thinks that way, but Andre, I tell you, sometimes you take the law into your own hand, and it might put yourself at a disadvantage. The police is encouraging all farmers, when they are faced with any Pridi Alasini act, that they should call and make a report, because it is not good to take the law into your own hand. That is the reason why there is the police force there. There are laws that have been made to curb those desires by other people. That is the reason why you have laws, so people would not take the law into their own hand. They will give the system the chance to deal with whatsoever situation they are faced with. So I'm not encouraging farmers to take the law into their own hand, because they will be prosecuted if they take the law into their own hand. They will be prosecuted. So
But
they should
then
make a vote.
somebody needs to be listening to the farmers.
Yes.
And not just listening and say, okay, fine, yes, well, let it go through the court, let it go to court. Because when it goes to court and the person gets 2 months, nobody gets any money, the farmer doesn't get any money, he would have had to inconvenience himself 3, 4, 5 times in terms of not going to the field to plant. And the person gets 2 months in jail, and he just finished plant some stuff. So the stuff is ripe and ready for when the person comes out, and the person comes out and does the same thing again.
Yeah.
How do you tie a man's hands on those occasions? And I say tie, not literally, but telling me, "No, don't worry, don't take the law into your own hands." How do you do that?
Yeah.
It's almost impossible.
Yeah, it's almost impossible, but that is where the whole community is involved, should be involved. Because, Andre, most of the time, those people who commit the acts of Pridi Alasini, they have means of getting rid of those things very easily. They will go and sell this thing under price, they will go and sell it to people, and people is waiting to buy it. So it has to be a community effort to avoid farmers from taking the law into their own hand. If the community don't buy things from who they know are not genuine farmers, then that in itself would be a deterrent. Because if you go and steal cabbage and you cannot get it sell, you cannot get it sell on the price, you would think twice about getting produce from the land, from the farmer's land, because you can't get rid of it. You see, so it is not, yes, farmers have been faced with situation where they will have made complaint over and over repeatedly, and perhaps the system drags on their complaint or drag on their matters in court. But they should not turn to taking the law into their own hand. What they should do, come up with some initiatives together with the police. Let us see how we can deter those people, find out who are the known people, and if the public, as I said before, don't support those people, then there will be very little of these Pridi Alasini acts.
If the public does not support these people, Corporal, I mean, we sound like we're drowned in here. Because the public, yes, they're the ones who purchase. But again, it goes back to where you cannot comment. And I understand that. So I'm saying this, not expecting you to comment. It goes back to the law of the land.
Yes.
If the law of the land would deal with it as it has to be dealt with, and deal with the matters speedily, you probably have more people planting today, more people growing more stuff today. I appreciate the fact that you said that the senator asked $100,000, but how far is $100,000 going to go?
Yeah.
One farmer can do so and lose in one night $20,000 worth of stuff. In one night.
Yeah, that is true.
You can lose that through people stealing or through vandalism. So that will fall under the same thing. And if one farmer can lose in one night $20,000, then how $100,000 is just a mere drop in the barrel. I believe, as I was saying earlier this morning, that the penalties need to be stiffer. The penalties need to cause you not to think once and twice, but cause you to think 4 and 5 times. Boy, I go there, I can go away for 15 years. You understand?
Yeah.
I can go away for 15 years. I cannot see outside. I cannot see my family and friends for 15 years. I cannot thief another cabbage for 15 years. Do you understand? And I am made to work, and the work I am doing in the prison, that those monies which I'm earning, some of it will go towards the farmer.
Yeah.
And that is what I like to see. I think you have something you want to read for us?
Yeah, no, in reference to, in the new act, they have placed a section there where the sale of seizures would go to the Pretty Alasini Fund. And those funds, they are there that farmers can also have access to. Because even if in the operation that the police conduct, even if a vehicle is being seized, then that also could be sold and the money put in the Pretty Alasini Fund. And other items, once the police would get some of the items back from those people who steals the Pretty Alasini produce, those items will also be sold and put into a fund. So, and the farmers will have access to it. Yes, that is not addressing the matter of stealing itself, but it goes a long way to assist the farmers.
I hear you, and I understand what you're saying, but if we understand how our system works,
Yeah.
you know, and the law is set out, and it speaks to it. It's not silent on the matters, and that is appreciated. However, there should also be something that speaks to how speedily we execute those things. Because if you seize cabbages, you have to sell that within the next 2 hours.
Yes.
Otherwise, they're gonna spoil.
Yeah.
If you get coconuts and you leave the coconuts there for too long, then they're no good. And we know for a fact that is what happens in our system. The system is not quick enough in dealing with things, and therefore, when you say that produce can be sold and the monies be put into the Pretty Alasini Fund, I understand that, but how does that work?
It could also be given back to the owner. The sales of the produce could also be given back to the owner.
How quick does that work?
Well, the thing about it now, Andre, once the police conducts an operation, the police have information of stolen items, especially perishable items. The law give the commander of the station the authority that they can sell these products. So you don't have to wait for the case to finish for you to sell this product. You can sell these products even while the matter is being investigated, or while the matter is you are waiting on trial of the matter, and at the end of the court hearing, upon application, the money that have been derived from the sale of those goods will be given back to the owners.
I have to apply for my own money?
Well,
That's mine.
well, I mean, you know, when law is being made, there are certain procedures that have to take place. So yes, it's yours. You know, the court will determine that the produce was yours.
Yes.
It's just for procedure's sake. It's just for procedure and
that
transparency.
That is going to take another 2 weeks, another 2 months.
I don't
when I apply for it, couple, we know the system. You don't have to agree, you know. I don't want you to agree and put yourself in bad position, but that is how the system works.
Yeah, but the court can make an order immediately after the hearing that the money be given back to
Right, so then I don't have to apply for my money. If the court says, give me my money, give me my money, we'll go. go downstairs, deep in the treasure chest, and just give me the money and be gone. That is how it should be. It's real. It's 91.9, 91.5, www.therealfmgrenadiers.com. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Grenadians at home and in the diaspora. Let's celebrate our 48th anniversary as an independent nation. Overcoming adversity, safeguarding livelihood, protecting our future. Events to observe the 48th anniversary of our independence include National Colors Day and Interministerial Display, along with the virtual staging of the Independence Calypso Monarch competition at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium on Friday, February 4th, February 5th from 7 p.m. Cultural extravaganza. Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Both events will be carried live via GIS Channel 22, GIS Facebook and YouTube channel, and the National Celebrations Committee Facebook page. The National Ecumenical Service, Grenada Trade Center, 3 p.m. Sunday, February 6th. Then on Monday, February 7th, Independence Day. It's the military parade and rally, 10 a.m. at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Happy 48th Grenada.
Now more than ever, Flow is working hard to keep you connected to the things that matter most. Your family, your work, and your favorite entertainment. We are also providing Flow Study free of charge so students can stay connected and up to date with their schoolwork. And because your safety is our highest priority, you can manage your account from the safety of your own home through the MyFlow app. We are here for you, keeping you connected.
How did you get your electricity bill to be so low? For one, we size our transformers just for what we need, and we unplug transformers, chargers, and other devices when they're not in use. We also replaced our light bulbs with LED. I even replaced the seal on my refrigerator door to keep the cold air in.
How do you know if it is working?
We pay attention to the usage history table. Over time, our average usage has decreased.
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
I'm a winner, you are winner, we are winners, winners.
It's the big one. Grenada. Imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just one little ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money back symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch. In stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
Step inside. Immerse yourself in colors that come alive.
Color by Sissons.
Let your imagination run wild. Surround yourself in a world of color.
Color by Sissons.
Endless inspiration. Bold expression. Bold expression.
Color by Sissons. Sissons. Express your style with Color by Sissons.
It is real. It's 91.9 FM, 25 minutes now before the top 10 o'clock. Speaking here with Corporal Victor, who is attached to the Union Police Station. And we are talking pre-dear larceny. And this program, of course, is a program that is held in conjunction with the Western Division of the Royal Grenada Police Force. We'd have had the Eastern Division in which Corporal Grant, WPC Grant, Woman Corporal Grant, not WPC. She gone past that already. Woman Corporal Grant, she was here yesterday, and I didn't get a chance to listen to her, so I don't know what is it she discussed yesterday. But this morning we are looking at pre-dear larceny. We defined already what is pre-dear larceny, and we looked at some of the penalties. And then, although, as I was saying earlier before Mr. Victor got here this morning, and I was saying earlier that, hey, this thieving thing, and it'll get nice big name as pre-dear larceny, this thieving thing that people are doing, this is going to kill. It's going to kill agriculture. And unless people like Senator Sinclair and others Minister David and others, unless they move into the direction of stiffer penalties. And yes, I call for stiffer penalties, and not just penalties for those who go into the field and remove the crops from the field, but for those who continue to purchase. Because the people who purchase are making a killing. Seriously. When you're going to purchase mutton for $5 a pound in a bucket, right? And you're still turning around and selling a roti for $10 and $15. By the time you sell 4 roti, you pay for the bucket of thing that you bought from somebody. You know who stole it. Who stole it. You know that the person is not a farmer. Yet still you're going to buy mutton in a bucket. Come on, think. And there are restaurant owners across the country who continue to do this. And that has to stop. And the only way you can stop these things is through proper investigation. And when the police and the pretty larceny officers would have done all the work, they need, they too, not just the farmers, but they too, the officers, need to see results. Because you can't have them doing all this work and then the person gets 2 months in prison. That ain't making no sense. So we need to change it. Corporal Victor can't speak to that. I can speak to that. I can say that. Yeah, nobody can fire me. So I don't expect him to speak on it, but I'm going to use the opportunity to say that, hey, we need to. There has to be a serious turnaround, a different look at the whole thing. And the persons who purchase, I mean, you know that tomatoes are scarce. You know it. Tomatoes are scarce. Somebody comes to you and they give you a bucket of tomatoes. Big, as they say, a Toyota bucket of tomatoes, they give you that, and they tell you, give me a $25, man. But you know that thief. You know that they didn't plan that. You know that it's not theirs instantly. What you should be doing is saying, okay, hold on, no problem, go and get the money and call the police. And what the police should do at that time, oh no, well, not the police, but there should be laws in place so that person goes away for a long time. When you go into prison for stealing, especially you're stealing from a farmer, you should be going down unknowingly that you're getting 10 and 15 years. Not this little 2 years and 6 months and thing that you're getting. You go in jail, you sit down, you rest yourself, and you get physical again, and you come on and say, okay, fine, which is the next farm to attack? No. Let's see how best we can stop this. Couple, I want you to comment for me, please, on the need, and I just spoke on it, the need for people to purchase from registered farmers. Comment on that for me, please.
Yes. Well, it is very important in order to curb the practice of predial larceny that you purchase from registered farmers. And not only purchase from registered farmers, but a receipt should be involved. So then there can be proof that whatsoever produce that you are held with or caught with, that you can produce to the police or the predial larceny task force, or anybody who is investigating a matter, that you would have genuinely purchased or have those things in your possession. So if you go to a farmer and he don't want receipts or there is no receipt involved, then that should tell you that what that farmer has or what that farmer is offering for sale, it is not genuine. You see, it's one of the weapon or one of the tool within the attempt of curbing predial larceny that should be used. It shows transparency. It make people being able to justify what they had or have in their possession. So it's very important that receipts are involved in the process of purchasing produce, and that you should always purchase from genuine farmers, bona fide farmers.
Is it okay for me as a customer to request from a farmer, I'd like to see farmer's ID?
You mean you as a person purchasing?
Yeah.
Yes. It is. It would be good to ask that farmer to produce their farmer's license. But the thing about it, not all farmers. A farmer can be genuine. A farmer can be a bona fide farmer and don't have a farmer's ID. So that is one of the things that we have to step upon. That all farmers who are bona fide farmers should endeavor to get a farmer's ID. It is very important. But you want to be safe, because the thing about it now, when you take the goods, you want to, and you go away with it, and the police would hold you, you'd want to know that you would have purchased whatever you have, it is legal. So there is no problem in you asking a farmer to show his farmer's ID.
One of the last things that, former Minister for Agriculture, Honorable Yolande Bain Hosford, one of the last things that she did that I remember came under her steed when she was as Minister for Agriculture was the whole aspect of some changes as it relates to SAWSUP. What can you tell us about that?
Yes, well, SAWSUP is now a specially protected produce. So right now, our SAWSUP is specially protected. And farmers who purchasing us, people who purchasing SAWSUP now, there are different licenses that they can be the holder of. So they can be the holder of a trader's license, a traveler's license, and a carrier's license. The different licenses are for different aspect of the trading of SAWSUP. Are for the dealing of SAWSUP. So the trader's license, it is a license authorizing a person to carry on the trade or business of buying and selling or buying and exporting specially protected produce on specified premises. So if you're a trader, if you're the person buying SAWSUP to export, you have to have a trader's license. And in your trader's license, it will specify the premises that you might be operating on. In the traveler's license, in reference to the traveler's license, which is section 2E, this license authorizes a person to buy any specially protected produce at any place other than the premises for which that person holds a license to do so.
What does that mean in English?
Well, that might be somebody who don't really export the SAWSUP, or they want to do business outside of a premise, outside of a premises. In the trader's license, they would have a specific premises that they are given the license to operate, but they might want to go out into the field to purchase SAWSUP. So they would have to have a different license. That same license, that same trader's license cannot be used because in the traveler's license there is not a specified premise on that license. There is a carrier's license in reference to section 2E. That license is authorizing a person or his agent or servant to convey any special protected produce in a vehicle along a public road. Because you know there are some people outside here who export SAWSUP, and they have different people going into different fields to purchase SAWSUP from them, from the farmers. So in order to convey that SAWSUP, they will have to have a carrier's license to do so. And there are penalties, Andrea, failing to have the different class of license. There are penalties.
You have the penalties on hand, so you can share them with us?
Yes. So any person failing to have a license in relation to this specially protected produce, according to section 2D, the fine of not less than $5,000 and not more than $10,000, or imprisonment for a minimum of 4 years. So if that person is operating, dealing in the trading of, or the purchasing, exporting, or carrying of any protected produce, which is SAWSUP, then that person can be fined or sent to prison for doing so. And that is just one of the way to protect the soursop and to deter the stealing of soursop. Because farmers have been complaining over the years of people stealing the soursop a lot.
How is Prix de Larceny now in your district, in your division, Western Division? How is it now?
Well, in my division, Prix de Larceny, I would say there is still some practice of Prix de Larceny.
Mm-hmm.
In Grand Roy, for the year last year, we had a total of 10 reports of Prix de Larceny matters. In Guave, there was a total of 42 reports. In Victoria, there was a total of 19 reports. In Sotez, there was a total of 244 reports. So Sotez have experienced the most in the area of reported matters.
Was that up or down in terms of your numbers? Do you know?
That in Sotez it was up. I'm not too sure for the other stations, but Sotez it was up.
It is real. It is 91.9, 91.5. 12 minutes down, the upswing to the 10 o'clock hour. We're going on until 5 minutes before 10. And today's what? Today's Thursday? Yeah. Throwback Thursdays. Well, I guess we got some really great music lined up for you. In the meantime, we're talking here with Corporal Victor,
Yes.
who is attached to the Union Police Station, and we're speaking to him on Prix de Larceny. A lot of that in the Union area? No? Yes? No?
No, not really.
Not really?
No.
What do you think is responsible for that?
Well, Union is a small community, and there is a big agricultural area, but mainly nutmegs. So, for somebody to steal nutmeg, they'll have to have a book to sell it. And most of the people in the past that they had problem of receiving nutmeg there was dealt with by the police. So it came as a kind of deterrent. So Union is not really experiencing a lot of the Prix de Larceny. Most time, Prix de Larceny is mostly in the areas where there's a lot of soursop and short crops. Because you can just take a bag of cabbage and go and sell it on the street. Sell for a different household, but in nutmeg, you have to have a book. You have to be a registered nutmeg farmer to sell produce.
Do y'all go to, or do y'all meet people who are selling from house to house, or people who are selling in liquor parlors, and do y'all speak to them and say, where did you get your produce? Can you show me where you get your produce? Does the police do that?
Yes. No, and then the police would make random checks in different areas and ask persons to perhaps show some form of identification, or like a receipt or so, or say where they get it from. And if the police are not satisfied, the matters has been investigated.
Do you know of any persons who would have been brought to court as a result of that?
Yeah, there was person brought to court. In Sotez, for instance, there was 18 charges laid. There was 9 persons arrested for the offense of Prix de Larceny. So people have been brought to court ever so often. What we have realized a lot of times that Prix de Larceny report, especially, for instance, Sotez, there was instant where 102 warnings was requested in the total amount of 244 reports. So sometimes people just made a report, they want to make the police aware, and they ask a warning.
Warning?
Yeah.
You know, I saw warning people thief. Let them go to jail. When people steal, you have to warn them. No. They have to face the penalties, and they need to face the penalties.
But ever so often, people have been brought to court for the offense of Prix de Larceny.
Which crop outside of soursop, which other crop you think faces a lot when it comes to Prix de Larceny or stealing outside of soursop?
Outside of soursop, well, I would say short crops, especially in the scarce areas, in the scarce time, in the scarce periods, you'll find a lot of people seeing it as a means of making a fast money. Tomato is short, they might steal tomatoes. Vegetables are mainly the area where people tend to steal
How
a
about
lot.
watermelons?
Melons too. Yeah, melons too.
You spoke of a vehicle being confiscated if there are stolen goods in the vehicle.
Yes.
Explain that to us.
The seizure of the vehicles. In the area where if an operation has been conducted or a report have been made and a vehicle is used in the process of conveying those pre-larceny products, the law gives the police the authority to seize those vehicles. And if those matters have been brought to court, those vehicles can also be sold, especially if the owner was part of the operation of pre-larceny. The law say a court shall not make an order under this section if the owner of the agricultural produce, vehicle, or other conveyance is convicted of aiding and abetting any person convicted of an offense. That vehicle can be sold and the money being placed in the pre-larceny fund.
Okay, we have now moved on to 7 minutes before the 10 o'clock hour. Final words from you this morning, Corporal. What is the message that you'd really enjoy? We've given them a lot of information. What would you like to stick with the farmers today, or the population that's listening to you? What would you like to stick with them?
I would like to say that people should be one another's keeper, because not every time some farmer would be on their farm. And we would want people to make reports to the police. Don't take the law into their own hands. We want cooperation from the general public in reference to receiving. Don't buy from people who you know are not bona fide farmers. You know, make an effort to always inform the police when you see something wrong is going on in reference to pre-larceny. You might see a strange vehicle around. They may be asking who's selling sauce up, and you're not sure of that person. Make a report. Sometimes you might find that the report is trivial, but you never know. Sometimes you might just aid the police in putting end to perhaps a serial pre-larceny person operating in the different areas. So my word and my advice to the public is to be on board with the police in our effort to curb pre-larceny. Be on board, help the police, be each other's. And also what I was saying, be part of the different farmers watch group over the island. Be part of it. You know, if there are more people involved in the process, it will be very easier to curb the offense of pre-larceny.
Victor, thank you so very much. Appreciate you being here. Well, you were here last week too. Appreciate you being here this morning. And do take care of yourself, and look forward to talking to you again.
Thanks very much. I appreciate the opportunity you give of being here and speaking about pre-larceny. It's one of our burning issue. So I would like to say thanks again to you and your station.
No problem, sir. Take care of yourself. God bless.
All right.
Okay, good.
Ozone really gets it clean. Get with the Ozone family line of products. Ozone liquid laundry detergent, perfect for your semi or fully automatic washing machines, yet suitable for your hand wash, soft on your hands. Ozone disinfectant cleaner. It's the most powerful disinfectant and cleaner with a long-lasting fresh scent. Tackles every job around the house or office. Ozone detergent powder and ultra soft fabric softener gets your clothes clean with a natural freshness, keeps your colors bright. Choose from the wonderful scents, soft flower, ocean breeze, and the new aloe vera. Keep your kitchen sparkling clean with the Ozone dishwashing liquid, Ozone sponges, and cleaning cloth. Ozone toilet bowl cleaner removes lime scale and kills germs while giving your toilet a refreshing scent. Ozone really gets it clean. Marketed and distributed by Calico, Frequente St. George's, and are available at shops and supermarkets nationwide.
Now more than ever, Flow is working hard to keep you connected to the things that matter most. Your family, your work, and your favorite entertainment. We are also providing Flow Study free of charge so students can stay connected and up to date with their schoolwork. And because your safety is our highest priority, you can manage your account from the safety of your own home through the MyFlow app. We are here for you, keeping you connected.
Dear Grenville Cooperative Credit Union family, 2021 came with many challenges, but we were able together survive the difficulties presented. Our board, management, and staff thank you, our cherished members, for doing business with us over the past year. We take this opportunity to wish you and your family a very merry, but most of all, a safe Christmas holiday. We invite you to call us on 442-8602 or drop in to your preferred branch and take advantage of our Christmas special offers. We look forward to serving you in 2022 and wish you success in all your endeavors. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to all.
Introducing the Grenlec mobile app. You can now get your bill balance and easily track energy usage for your home or business. Report and receive alerts about power outages. Plus, stay up to date by receiving the latest notifications. Yes, the Grenlec app keeps you connected anytime, anywhere.
Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always at Grenlec, you come first. Save energy, save a dime, reduce your wattage and reduce your time. When you use appliances, make sure you buy energy efficient every time. Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always at Grenlec, you come first. Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always at Grenlec, you come first.
M&M Hardware Limited, Hope St. Andrew and Dusty Highway, St. George. Shop conveniently for all your building materials, including plumbing, electrical, lumber, cement, steel, and much more. We manufacture roofing sheets available in 11 colors, aluminum windows, doors, inset screens, and hurricane shutters. Installation services are available for all our manufactured products. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. M&M Hardware Limited. Come on in and experience our affordable prices, or call us 444-6757 or 440-6757 Dusty Highway. Email us at info@mark.
Triple N. Informative, entertaining, and first. Every hour on the hour.
This is the latest news update produced by Triple N. Details when we get back.
How did you get your electricity bill to be so low? For one, we size our transformers just for what we need, and we unplug transformers, chargers, and other devices when they're not in use. We also replaced our light bulbs with LED. I even replaced the seal on my refrigerator door to keep the cold air in.
How do you know if it is working?
We pay attention to the usage history table. Over time, our average usage has decreased.
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Welcome back. Locally, Republic Bank continues to support Grenadian nationals pursuing higher education through the University of the West Indies Open Campus program. 14 students received grants valued at EC $13,268 to assist with tuition for this year's new semester. 10 of the 14 students are recurring applicants while 4 are new. In the region, in Trinidad and Tobago, there has been one maternal COVID-19 death for 2022. At Wednesday's Ministry of Health media briefing, Director in the Directorate of Women's Health, Dr. Adish Surjasingh said 2% of pregnant women who have contracted the virus need to be hospitalized in both the high dependency and intensive care units. Kimberly D'Souza tells us more.
Since the start of this year, we've had one additional maternal death in the postpartum period, added to the 5 that I would have mentioned before. So we now have 6 confirmed maternal deaths associated with COVID-19.
Director of Women's Health, Dr. Adish Surjasingh, said a total of 1,181 pregnant women have contracted the COVID-19 virus since the start of the pandemic. He said the majority of women have contracted the virus through community spread. Dr. Surju Singh reminded the population that pregnancy is a high-risk state.
We have several critical women. They are largely unvaccinated. We have confirmed one newborn baby died as a result of prematurity, and this was a case of mother-to-child transmission where there was early delivery. We've also confirmed 6 cases of mother-to-child transmission where there was also one stillbirth.
Dr. Surju Singh confirmed a preterm birth is a common complication of the COVID-19 infection in pregnancy. Dr. Surju Singh continued to encourage pregnant women to get vaccinated.
Thank you, Kimberly. Around the globe, the U.S. Supreme Court allows release of Donald Trump's Capitol attack files. We get more in this report.
In a major blow to former President Donald Trump, the U.S. Supreme Court has rejected his request to block the release of White House records pertaining to the Capitol riot last year. The High Court's decision now means that the documents can be disclosed, even as litigation over the matter continues in lower courts. Conservative Justice Clarence Thomas was the only one who publicly disagreed with Wednesday's decision. Trump and his allies have repeatedly tried to block efforts by the January 6th House committee investigating the riot to access witnesses and documents. Trump's request came after the U.S. Appeals Court's Washington, D.C. circuit ruled that he had no basis to challenge President Joe Biden's decision to allow the handing over of his records. Trump sought to invoke a legal principle known as executive privilege to protect the confidentiality of some internal White House communications. But on Wednesday, the Supreme Court determined that an executive privilege claim did not need to be answered to resolve the case, saying, quote, because the Court of Appeals concluded that President Trump's claims would have failed even if he were the incumbent, his status as a former president necessarily made no difference to the court's decision. A Trump spokesperson did not immediately respond to a request for comment. The House committee has said it needs Trump's records to determine his role in inciting the violence that unfolded at the Capitol last January, when his supporters stormed the building in a failed bid to prevent the certification of Biden's election victory.
Thank you, Hurley. And in sports, Joel Embiid marched his career high score of 50 points as the Philadelphia 76ers beat the Orlando Magic 123-110. The Cameroonian scored with 17 of his 23 shots from the floor and 15 of 17 free throws as the 76ers made it 3 defeats in a row for Magic. Embiid, 27, joined Wilt Chamberlain and Allen Iverson as the only 76ers with multiple 50-point games. This ends the latest update of news. Thank you for listening.
Triple N. Informative, entertaining, and first. Every hour on the hour.
The Housing Authority offers products that people can choose from, products that people can access, and I think anyone looking to build, just call the Housing Authority of Grenada. The service was superb. Every step of the way, they collaborated with the owner, they collaborated with the builder. The builder himself was really good. For what I've seen them do, I have to say that from buildings they have done in the past to where they are now, they have come up to speed with modern trends, modern designs, and I think I will advise anybody.
Who wants to save 30%? Everybody! Now more than ever, Flow understands the need to make your dollar stretch. Our new bundles can help you save 30% off your current bill. Plus, get a free speed upgrade on your in-home internet. Simply add your mobile to your current home services account and save 30%. It's easy. Sign up now and save. All on the most reliable fixed and mobile network on island. Visit a Flow store or call us at 1-800-804-2994 for more information. Flow, it only gets better. Terms and conditions apply.
Dear Grenville Cooperative Credit Union family, 2021 came with many challenges, but we were able together survive the difficulties presented. Our board, management, and staff thank you, our cherished members, for doing business with us over the past year. We take this opportunity to wish you and your family a very merry, but most of all, a safe Christmas holiday. We invite you to call us on 442-8602 or drop in to your preferred branch and take advantage of our Christmas special offers. We look forward to serving you in 2022 and wish you success in all your endeavors. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to all.
M&M Hardware Limited, Hope St. Andrew and Dusty Highway, St. George. Shop conveniently for all your building materials, including plumbing, electrical, lumber, cement, steel, and much more. We manufacture roofing sheets available in 11 colors, aluminum windows, doors, inset screens, and hurricane shutters. Installation services are available for all our manufactured products. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. M&M Hardware Limited. Come on in and experience our affordable prices, or call us 444-6757 or 440-6757 Dusty Highway. Email us at info@mahonhardware.com or mnmdusty@mahonhardware.com. M&M Hardware, foundation to roof. Let's build together.
The first word when you speak about furniture is classic. Yes, at Classic Furniture, they design and make the best in local furniture. All their products are made from the finest local wood available on island. You think it, they design it and make it to your expectations. The highest standards at the best possible price, and they also provide higher purchase for you, their valued customers. Located on Ben Jones Street in Grenville, with their factory at Chantemelle in St. Patrick. That's where you need to visit when looking for products made of the finest local wood. They deliver and install items at no extra cost. Your satisfaction is their mission. The extra step is taken to ensure their customers are completely satisfied. They do doors and finished kitchens, supplies mattresses, and restores antique pieces to look like the first day they were made. Hey, give us a call on 442-4645 and 442-9726. Classic Furniture, Grenada's homegrown furniture producers.
Oh, beautiful Grenada, you know that I love you. I do, I really do. Everybody sing Grenada, my true love you, my one and only. I love you forever. In the winter when it's dreary and cold, Grenada, you are there to warm up my soul. You will forever be the land of spice. Yes, you are truly a paradise. Oh, little isle of mine, I know you are blessed, full of tranquility and happiness. I want to know that I am never ashamed. Wherever I go, I keep shouting your name. Grenada, you know I love you. I love you. Yeah, no one else could take your place, and I could tell them in their face. Grenada, yes, I love you. I love you. Baby, you are one of a kind. When I'm away from you, I lose my mind. Sometimes at night when I am sleeping in bed, you keep on running round and round in my head. Grenada, what am I supposed to do? I just can't stop myself from loving you. Oh, sweet Grenada, you are deep in my heart, and in my life you play the greatest